Hey everybody, it's Rob here at 360 Success Academy, and I am so excited to bring to you a very good friend of mine, Nancy Curtis, all the way across the country from me. I'm actually in California, and she's out in the Carolinas, out there, out on the coast. And boy, I mean, as far to the coast as you possibly can get. Is that right, Nancy?
That is correct. Absolutely. 2 feet in the ocean.
There you go. So really quick, let's do some 360, like in-house cleaning at first. Just finished my magnet training. The replay should be up for anybody who's registered, and we'll have that in the membership office pretty quick this afternoon. I just wanted to promote this. My new magnet training series I'm going on right now is on Maverick marketing. And one of the concepts I talked about today was video, how video is so important to marketing in today's world, the way technology is with Facebook Live and Periscope and being able to broadcast really anywhere at any time. That is really the marketing of the world. And so one of the things that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go black next week. So that's why I did it on this, is I want to let everybody know that's a member that we're going to be black with magnet next week because of the holidays in the United States. It's the 4th of July, here our Independence Day, and I'm actually going to take a little extended holiday. So I'm going to not be on next Thursday, but our live interview will still be on with Celia. We'll be doing an interview as well. But after that, when the magnet comes back, I'm actually going to take some videos and we're going to critique them. So it's actually going to be very interactive. So if anybody's a member or get in and become a member of 360, that's going to be really valuable to you, because we're going to really be a part of more of a brainstorm about how your video marketing can really enhance your business and take you to soaring on a whole new worlds. So with that, I'm very excited. Again, the other thing is Monday is actually the holiday, 4th of July. And we're going to be, our offices are completely closed. So we still, I believe, have things that are out there and you guys can utilize. But it is a holiday here, so there's no contact with our offices. Celia and I won't be available, and our customer service people won't be available to discuss anything. So it's just a big week that's happening next week. We have some really amazing things coming out really soon. So anybody who's coming on here who isn't a member of 360 yet, our focus program is like on the edge of completion. We presented the beginning of it to our council members yesterday, which was incredible. And this is something you don't want to miss. This is something we created that has actually worked for us here at 360. It's what's created a lot of the things that we're doing. And you want to be a part of the launch of our focus program, which is just a phenomenal product that I think everybody in the world should have, and it'll really change the way you are productive in your life. It's something that I've coached on over and over in my career. In fact, Nancy can attest to it, and we've actually put that into a paper and into a planner with coaching as well. So with that, I'm excited. I'm going to be bringing Nancy in here right now. We're going to get to it. We're going to learn from Nancy about all the great experiences she's had. She's going to tell you how to find her, how to follow some of the things that she's doing. But the first thing I want to do is just lead off about Nancy. First of all, Nancy is one of those people that come along like once in a lifetime. She just has the greatest heart. She cares about everybody that she comes in contact with, and she's just so unique and rare in that aspect. And she's turned that into a very successful career in network marketing for over 25 years. And she's actually spent a lot of that time training personally with people like Jim Rohn and John Maxwell and Mary Kay Ash and Zig Ziglar, and now Rob LeRoy and Celia for my own personal promotion. But she loves to serve people in the capacity of achieving their weight loss and their weight goals. And she's doing that, and she's also with those teachings in that she's also helping them increase their household income. So her thing that she said to me was her goal is to help people change their lives for the better. So Nancy, hello. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here, Rob. I'm so excited about 360 Success Academy. What an awesome program. So happy for you and Celia, and so excited to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So Nancy, we talked a little bit before this, but what I really, let everybody know, what have you found motivates you? What really, gets you going?
Well, everyone has their own motivation tool. Not one thing is going to motivate everyone. So it's important that you find that place. When you feel that motivation, it's important that you lock into that and learn from what it is that's motivating you personally. For myself, the biggest motivation for me is oftentimes I will just go to YouTube and just randomly pick some type of a TED Talk or something like that, something that I can just mindlessly watch, but while I'm doing that, it's motivating me to get back up and do what I have to do. But the biggest motivator for me is just taking action. When you do not feel motivated, you will not feel motivated until you just put one foot in front of the other and do something, anything, because one step will lead to the next. And then you'll begin to feel that motivation again. Overall, though, Rob, I don't think motivation is necessarily critical to success. I don't. I think what's more critical to success is just knowing it's those daily habits that you do, whether you want to do them or not. And motivation is like the frosting on the cupcake. It's that feel-good emotion. Everyone loves to be motivated. And the truth of the matter is, you can have the most motivated person who does nothing, and you can have the least motivated person who's a superstar. So motivation, I think, can be a little bit overrated.
I agree. And I'll summarize. What I'm hearing from you is it's something that I was just preaching to my daughter the other day. It was, the difference between the people that do and do not. There's people that will say, oh, I know how to do this, and I've thought of that before, or I could do that. And then there's the difference of the people that actually do it and don't talk about it. Right. There's a lot of people that talk a good talk but never accomplish anything. And then there's the people that just do it and they don't really talk about it. Right. And then there's the people that talk about it and do it. So, but that's a whole nother level and a whole nother discussion.
Exactly.
My daughter is a person that she doesn't do at times, and then there's other things she does, and then she says, well, this is what I want. And I'm like, well, what have you done? And she goes, oh, well, I don't know how to do this. And I said, well, what would happen if you didn't do anything? She says, well, I wouldn't do anything. I'm like, well, exactly. So what would happen if you actually tried and failed? She's like, well, I would fail. I'm like, yeah, but that's something, right? She goes, yeah. And I said, well, what happens at a failure? And just an acronym that I use, and it's popular, but FAIL is first attempt in learning. Mm-hmm. So I said that to her. I said, well, if you fail, and I just said, it's first attempt in learning. What does that mean to you? She's like, well, if I failed, then I would have learned something. And I'm like, yeah, you learned how not to do it, or you learned that you need to get better at something specifically in there. When she was learning how to play guitar, she was, how hard it is at first to play guitar. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to figure it out myself. And my problem is I haven't taken enough action to become good enough. And she was where I was at. But now what happened is that repetition. I said, if you just did 10 minutes a day, she's like, oh, I'm okay. Give me 1 minute a day. 1 minute a day. You pull it up, you do 1 minute. And she's like, okay, I can do that. I can do a minute. Next thing you know, now, if there's something not going on in the house, she's in her room and that guitar is going. And she's teaching her song. She's going on YouTube. She's listening to the sound. She can hear the chords now. She can read the music. And she can play anything, so much so that she now is performing live at local restaurants.
I saw that. It's so awesome. She's so good too, by the way. But consistency breeds that, right? So if you, for example, in my situation right now, we are moving from our home of 28 years, kissed every grandbaby, rocked every child in this home, but we're moving from this home, so we're packing up, and it can be a bit overwhelming. So I had to sit back, and I'm still continuing to build my business every day, right? So I had to make the decision to how I was going to spend my day, because you could easily spend it with your head in boxes. And I decided that for 5 days a week, I would split the day. So part of the hours of my day would be spent packing, and part of the hours of my day would be in that consistent sharing of my product and my business and how I can change lives. And by doing that, I have totally eliminated any guilt from not having done either, because that's what being in overwhelm does to you. It just stalls you. You don't go anywhere. So yeah, she's just being real consistent with it, and she's learning new things with it every day. And that's what it's, to me, if you have learned one thing in the day, you have succeeded.
Absolutely. So that's exactly it. And everybody can utilize those things in their lives. It's just take the step. Exactly what you said. Great point. Now, you have a group, you have some team members, and you've done this through your career of pulling people together and working with them and getting going and establishing their brand. How do you first coach somebody who's new in something?
Well, everyone comes into any business for their own specific reasons. You may come in because you need more money. Someone else may come in because they just want to get away from their 10 kids. I mean, everybody has their own reasons for doing what they're doing. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with that person, and I just want to have a heart-to-heart talk with them. Tell me about your life. Tell me where you want to be, even at the end of this year, and then let's just go from there. We can take it from there, but tell me where you want to go, even in the next couple of years. Do you want more money? Do you just want some recognition? Do you just want to learn more about health and wellness? What is your goal? And then from that point, I'm going to take that person, and I'm actually going to give them the tools that they need and the support that they need. And if that has to be hourly support or daily support or weekly support, they'll have it. All they have to do is give me a call, and of course I will be checking in on them as well. I just think it's important that people realize that businesses are not built overnight. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick thing unless you win the lottery. And that you have to be willing to work a business as a business. And so a lot of people who come into network marketing do not have that mindset. And so it's my job to teach them to keep their goals where they are not going to get so disappointed, but yet you also want to lead them into huge, big thinking, because network marketing offers that to people, income that they could have never imagined. But hey, the average person's life is changed with $1,000 extra a month, right? So let's just start with step A, and then we're going to work toward that goal. So that's what I do. A lot of love, a lot of support, and a lot of tools.
Very good, very good. And that plays on so many levels with so many different people's businesses and their careers and what they do. It all crosses. So network marketing, whether you're network marketing, you're an insurance agent, you're a real estate agent, you're just somebody at a front desk. There's things that you need to be able to do to further yourself. Just sitting at a desk and doing the repetition. There's ways to improve yourself. So there's so many great points that are in that. Thank you. Oh, I love this question. This is one of my favorite ones. What is the best advice you have ever received?
I had to think about that for a little bit. He sent me this question previously. And honestly, many years ago, when our kids were like young teens, and we were having young teen issues, I thought to myself, what in the world am I not doing? And I was listening to the radio one day coming home, and one of the people there said, you have to be willing to learn what to do. And when you learn what to do, the other steps will happen. So for me, my favorite quote is when when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And Rob, you know this because you and I have spoken at a perfect time when I needed a teacher, and there you were to teach. It's so important to understand that you will never learn everything there is to learn about anything. You can be a pro at something, but you have to be willing to learn. And sometimes that means you have to take your ego and maybe put it on the shelf for a little bit to try something new, not be afraid to fail at it, as you said about your daughter. Oftentimes when we aren't willing to learn, it's simply because our ego is in the way. We think, well, what will people think if they realize I didn't even know that? Well, you know, as a young mother with early teens, what do you know about raising teens? I hadn't raised any teens, and that's like the most trying time of raising children. And so I had to be willing to talk to people that had already raised children, to read books, to listen to what others, the wisdom of other people. So it's no different in business. If you are not seeing the success that you want to see in your business, then this is when you reach up to a mentor. This is when you reach up to a coach. This is when you reach up to someone who is achieving what you want to achieve. What are they doing? Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to do what they're doing in order to make the money they're making, or the impact that they're having on other people's lives on a daily basis? So you just have to be so open to that lesson. Every single thing is a lesson. And as you said, I love that. Failure is just, it's nothing more than just learning the lesson. So anyway, that's what I do.
So just gosh, we were getting so many good things. I'm just so excited to be interviewing you right now. We have such a good history over the past year, and it's just so fun to be. I've been the teacher for so long, but I think the biggest point, and you said it in there, is that you always kind of need to be learning. Yeah. And I'm learning from you right now, which is phenomenal. I just think it's so exciting. I follow a lot of people. I have coaches. There's big name people out there and stuff. And this is what got me just this past week was one of the big names that I follow put on his page his Amazon book delivery. And it was all these books. It was probably like 15 books and all these really good things. He's like, I'm so excited to learn. And this guy's like at the top of his game. And I was like, oh, why am I not reading? I feel like I'm so busy doing all these things, but I need to stop and continue to grow myself. And I can't just spit it out. I can't be everything. And you mentioned that too as well, Nancy, is that you can't be everything. You can't have every single answer, and you always want to continue to learn and grow. And I needed to get back into that. It was a big hit for me. I'm real excited to be doing that. I'm going to Tahoe for vacation. I can't wait to pull some books together. But on top of that, then what was amazing was 2 days later, another monster in the industry of personal development started talking about the 5 books that he just started reading. And I was like, hello, ding dong. Like, I feel like I'm researching and learning a lot every day when I'm on the internet, and I'm following these people and I'm learning and researching. But there's something about cracking a book. And I'm not talking about these e-readers. A lot of people want to fall on these e-readers and stuff like that. There is something about cracking the spine and going through the pages, and that learning happens because you can really sit there. And I usually have a notepad next by, and I jot some stuff down and everything. So always be learning. I think that's probably one of the biggest points that I think Nancy really hit there, is no matter how high you go, there's a higher place you can.
Always. And you will always hear what we call, I don't really like to call them top people, because I don't believe there's such a thing as a top person. There's just people that may have, maybe they're making more money, or maybe they're impacting more lives. But in order to get to where that place is that you want to be, it just means you have to do more and learn more to get there. And by the way, I have a Kindle, and I have hundreds and hundreds of books on my Kindle. And I haven't even started packing yet, but behind me you can see I just have a wall of books and mess over there. And I'll tell you, there is nothing more wonderfully satisfying to me when I want to learn something than to take that book in my hands. It's like, smell the pages, get the highlighter. I love it. There's something about a fresh page. There's just something about a fresh page to me that just is such that's an enormous motivator for me. Just a fresh page and a highlighter. Because I feel like we learn because we're being led to learn, right? So it's like, oh gosh, I mean, yeah, this is a subject that excites me, obviously. But it's like when you open a book, it's like someone dropped that book in your lap for a reason. What was the reason? It's like a mystery to unravel. What am I supposed to learn from this book? And some books I've taken all the way to the last page and gone, whoa, that was like, I have to read that 10 times in my lifetime. And then there are other books like I struggle to get past page 10, but there's always something that is intended for you to learn. And it may be in the first chapter and it may not be, but it is there. That is the reason we read. So yeah, I love to learn. What can I say?
And you mentioned something before about the big name people. I want to kind of backtrack to that really quick. And that's a lot of reason why 360 is coming about and why we're doing these live interviews. The difference between like an Anthony Robbins and somebody who really knows how to coach, almost the same thing as Anthony Robbins, is Anthony Robbins stepped forward.
That's right.
He's doing it and presenting it. The difference for me right now is I used to do a lot of things, and I trained people in the companies that I owned, and distributors and salespeople. And then, I was working for somebody that trains in sales. And so I was the coach, but I was always behind the scenes. And then now what am I doing? I'm actually on camera speaking to people around the world. That's the only difference. Yeah. It's the same guy, same knowledge. I mean, I'm always adding, but you know what's happening with me is Celia and I just talked about this even last night, was like the growth of just being on camera for the past month has been incredible. And the only difference is that I've stepped forward. And so these interview things, Nancy, you don't even know this, but one of the biggest reasons why you're here, and you're one of the first people that were interviewed, you're the biggest thing that we're looking at here is I believe you're somebody that should be stepping forward. You're on the interview. I know. I tell them it's a challenge here right now, so it's so.
Oh, not a challenge.
But the truth is that you're somebody that has hidden in your teams and your pockets, but you have so much wealth to share that I want you to start stepping forward. And the more of our people that come and become members with 360, that's what we're intending to do, is to get people to step forward, to show who they really, really are, to take that curtain, away, a Wizard of Oz reference, don't pay attention to the wizard behind the thing, because believe it or not, in almost any company, that's the truth. Most of these guys that are out front, there's the real gold is the people that are behind the scenes.
Always.
Be honest.
It is, even with any team, that's the way it is. You just represent a team of people. It's the team of people that are doing the work and making you look so good.
Exactly. And this is a different philosophy. I truly believe that our members are gold. They're people that really need to be shared to the world, and they need to have a platform to utilize and to grow. So this is a growth process. This is a big one for you, Nancy. You were coming on here saying, "Are people going to see me?" And I'm like, "You doggone right they are."
I was like, oh gosh, I should probably go put a lipstick on or something.
So I think that's incredible. There's one last question that I'd asked you, and I definitely didn't know if I had time to get it in, but we've got a few minutes to add this in, and it's a big one that I think is really important, because I think it creates action. But do you have a morning routine?
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I do have a morning routine, but it isn't like I have a checklist of things to do. I do not. I am a very sociable person. I love people. And so while some big masters of the world say, don't get on Facebook first thing in the morning, but I'm like, I really want to see what rocked someone's world while I was asleep, right? Because we're all over the world. Their daytime's my nighttime, whatever. And I just love, 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 love taking a few moments and checking in to see what wonderful thing happened to my friends overnight, or possibly not wonderful, and they may need our support. So I do that. I'm a Christian. I read my Bible. I spend a little bit of time doing that. I also do, you know, I like to kind of get my day together. I'm pretty unconventional that way. I have a day planner. I'll be so happy when yours comes out. I have a day planner. I'm more of a list person, so I just want to be sure I have that list ready for the day, knowing that I can be flexible if I want to be, because I work for myself, and so I don't have to be so stringent with my schedule. And so, you know, I share time with my husband. I start the day. I start the day very early in the morning, having a brief conversation with one of my daughters who works and she drives to work, and my sister who gets up at the ungodly hour of 4:30 in the morning on the West Coast. So she calls me at 7:30, and it's just a check-in time, and then I'm ready to roll. Let the day begin. But it's that is my ritual. I think you have to be careful not to you just have to know that you be comfortable with who you are.
Absolutely.
If you read something that says, well, you should do A, B, C, and D first thing you wake up in the morning, well, maybe C and D aren't quite your cup of tea. Maybe you need to modify it a little bit, change the checklist a little bit. It's just important to have a morning routine. It may just be getting a cup of great coffee and easing into the morning, but it's yours. And I think that's the important thing about any morning routine. It's your morning. Get your day started in a wonderful way. That, to me, is the best routine ever. It doesn't really matter if it's like X, Y, and Z. It just matters that when you step your foot out the door, you go into your office, your attitude is right, your heart is right, and you are ready to learn those lessons for the day and share with other people and help other people in their day. Nothing more complicated than that. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I love that. Just start your day by just setting yourself.
That's right.
Don't just roll out and blow it out. Set yourself.
That's right.
The simplest way to kind of say that. So that's really our time today. If you've come and you've watched this video, this interview, and you're not part of 360 Success Academy, all you have to do is go contact us on Facebook, contact anybody who shared this with you. They'll show you the way on how to find us and become a member. Believe it or not, it's only $10 a month to be a member and get just incredible content from multiple coaches. We dive into the things, we eliminate the fluff, and as you can see, we lift up our members and we get them to step forward. We put challenges to them because we truly believe in them. We know the value that they bring. So thank you so much, Nancy, for coming on and being a part of this. It's just thank you so much, because I respect you so dearly.
Thank you so much. You know I love you. You have a wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.